everyone, and thank you again for joining us this weekend for the Federalist Society's National Student Symposium and annual banquet. If you don't know me, my name is Jessie Mann, and I am the Symposium Chair for the Federalist Society chapter at the University of Virginia. Thank you. I haven't even said anything yet. This weekend, we saw an amazing suite of panels stacked with incredible scholars, experts, and legal practitioners who gathered here at UVA to discuss the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Unfortunately, we won't have time to take a vote on which side won. But as some of you may know, this year marks the 40th anniversary of the Federalist Society, and we wanted to take this chance to properly mark such a momentous occasion. I am thus honored to call to the stage an extremely accomplished member of both the university's and the Federalist Society's community, Professor Lillian BeVier. Professor BeVier serves as UVA's David and Mary Harrison Distinguished Professor of Law Emerita. She's taught at UVA since 1973, when she became the law school's very first female faculty member. Professor BeVier is a graduate of Stanford Law School, where she served as a revising editor of the Stanford Law Review. Professor BeVier has a long record of giving back to the community. She served as chair of the Board of Trustees of St. Anne's Belfield School and the Martha Jefferson Hospital, and she currently serves as chair of the board of the Martha Jefferson Health Services Corporation and of Piedmont Court-appointed special advocates. Professor BeVier is a member of the Federalist Society's National Board of Visitors, and she is a past recipient of the University of Virginia Alumni Association's Distinguished Professor Award and the Raven Society's Faculty Award. She's one of our most supportive faculty members, and she's been involved in the Federalist Society since its founding. She is uniquely qualified to give this toast, so please join me in welcoming Professor Lillian BeVier to give a toast to 40 years of the Federalist Society.
Thank you very much. I did not expect that, but I hope you all have some wine to make this toast go down a little better. As we toast FedSoc's 40th anniversary, I want to do a little bit of origin story here. The story may not be true, but it's one of those things where if the facts aren't there, it's actually true anyway. It perhaps gives you a bit of a clue about what the world was like way back when the Federalist Society started. But this takes place 2 years before that momentous event, and it's 1980, and it's the day after Ronald Reagan was elected president. Well, you children have no idea what a momentous occasion that was. But it's a Yale Law School classroom, and into the classroom walks the professor, and it's Owen Fiss, and he kind of shambles in. He looked like a professor and sort of acted like a professor at that time. He was very prominent. He walks in, he says, "I don't know what happened. I didn't vote for Ronald Reagan. I don't know anybody who voted for Ronald Reagan, and I don't know anybody who knows anybody who voted for Ronald Reagan." You know what this means, don't you? He and his friends all voted for Jimmy Carter. But there was a young man in his class named Steve Calabrese, and Steve went up to... Absolutely. Steve went up to the professor after the class, and he said, "Just want to introduce myself to you, because now you know someone who voted for Ronald Reagan." The moral of this story is not so much political as it is sort of cultural and philosophical. I hope it gives you a little bit of a sense of the world at that time, the liberal left-wing ideology that completely, utterly dominated American law schools in 1980. And Steve and three of his friends who were law students at Harvard and at University of Chicago, Lee Lieberman Otis, who is here tonight, I don't think either of the other two are here, but Dave McIntosh and Spencer Abraham, they decided that they just couldn't take it anymore. So they didn't think they had to, so they got together. They gathered some like-minded benefactors. They identified their core principles. They drafted founding documents, and lo and behold, the Federalist Society was born. Yes. Now, this evening, we raise our glasses to celebrate what Federalist Society has become in its 40 years, which is, to quote Politico, of all things, but wait till you hear it, one of the most influential legal organizations in history. Okay, so you might ask, how in heaven's name did that happen? Well, first it happened because FedSoc introduced into the legal debate conservative and libertarian ideas from which they had been completely excluded. So we'll sponsor the debates, said FedSoc. Just make sure that our ideas get to be included in them. So sure enough, when these ideas became part of the debate about law, when that happened, they proved powerful enough to change the world. And we must also take notice of another, you should have clapped with that one. Now we have to take note of and raise our glasses to another aspect of FedSoc, which is, of course, particularly important in the world we live in today, when so many of our institutions are letting us down, when being woke is everything, cancel culture is everywhere, and progressivism is pervasive. For 40 years, FedSoc has been, like the Grand Canyon, or maybe now President Zelensky, one of the few things in life that never lets us down. Thanks to the determination of its four founders and the steadfast stewardship of its president, Gene Meyer, right there. Yay. Federalist Society has remained resolute and unwavering in support of individual liberty, limited government, and spirited and inclusive debate. So, yes. So we celebrate 40 years of the Federalist Society for defending its founding principles. Now, I should be able to say these by heart, and so should you, but I can't, and you probably can't either. That the state exists to preserve freedom. Yes. That the separation of governmental powers is central to our Constitution, and that it is emphatically the province and duty of the judiciary to say what the law is and not what it should be. It is really fun to talk to friends. So, do you have a glass of wine, or a glass of water, or a glass of something? So let's just raise our glasses in a toast to the principles, to our founders, to our president, Gene Meyer, and to the Federalist Society. To the Federalist Society. Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.